Alright, back to Unprecedented Crisis. So last time we just got over the Misty Mountains on our way to Troya. We're gonna have to go the long way by foot because we don't have an airship. In the original, this huge patch of overworld was just totally unused, had no purpose whatsoever. Figured I'd do something with it at least. The other thing I'm kind of concerned about, though, is that although none of the playthroughs I've seen so far have had this problem, but I was kind of concerned that, like, someone might not figure out what you're supposed to do here, like, in order to get to the city itself, because there's no bridge or anything over the river, there's no obvious way to get from where we are now to where we're supposed to be going. You just have to, like, know that there's a chocobo forest or stumble across it or something of that nature. And the thing is, even if you've played the original game, I mean, there's no reason to come down here, so you might not know that there's a chocobo forest here and that you're supposed to use that to get over the river. And, like, it'd be different if this was like a published game. You might think, okay, well, there's got to be a way over. I'll just, hunt around until I find something that makes sense. But it's not a published. It's a hack, right? I mean, someone might think, oh, it's entirely possible that this person is, didn't play test their game and there's this mistake there, and you can't actually progress or something. I remember when I made Final Fantasy -1, the first version, and put that up on romhacking.net. Somebody had trouble, like they couldn't get into the waterfall, which isn't a dungeon in that, and they thought that had halted their progress for some reason, and they had put that up as a as a review on the thing, on the page for the hack. So. There's no real way for me to clarify it either, so when I made the next version, I just put a little note there that no, you don't actually need to do the waterfall to progress. No, you know what? I'm gonna do plot scene first. There's a plot scene here at the castle that'll heal me up. Red Wings attack directly this time, and Golbez, instead of trying to get us to steal the crystal and trade it for Rosa. Golbez is a little bit more active in this now. Oh, silly Cecil, thinking you could take on Golbez at this stage. Oh yeah, he brings out the Shadow Dragon. Just wipes out everybody. Oh, what's this? Tella to save the day. He's gonna try to take on Golbez himself. We'll see how that works out for him. Meteo! Tella's Rage unlocked. So in this he gets Meteo not by climbing the mountain, but through his lust for vengeance against Golbez. Sort of like the original game had Edge learn Flood and Blitz that way, right? So this says Meteo. Oh yeah, so Meteo is a white spell in this, and that might seem a little strange at first, but the reason behind that is the time spells in this are all white, like the slow and haste and stop and all that. So I was like, alright, I'll just make all the time-themed spells white, and the other effect spells will be black, the ones that aren't. So, like, basically the ones that the Oracle would have gotten in Final Fantasy Tactics. So, Drain and Poison and, what do you call it? Blind and Mute, those kind of things. So he did enough damage to Golbez to cause him to flee, but he didn't actually take him out. Meteo. But he also didn't kill himself in the process. He sort of incapacitated himself for a while, but he's okay. I'll learn every spell there is. So that's a hint that he's gonna come back with all the spells. He learned all the spells on the mountain in the original game, or almost all of them. In this, he does learn all of them, but quite a bit later in the game. Oh yeah, so Edward's gonna stay with him now. I had to add this other bed in here so that Cecil could wake up in the infirmary and Tella could be there too. Well, we're having to do some strange things with the way you get teleported in to the infirmary as well, in order to avoid the door taking you back to where the plot scene happened. Start this way. Or do I do this scene first? Yes, I have to do this scene first before I can get all that stuff. So they're going to give the crystal to us. The idea is that if they leave it here, it's just a matter of time until Golbez comes and attacks them again. Not that he's not going to attack us, but he's going to attack us anyway. Like, that's a given. Oh yeah, so I added this extra bit because people seem to get confused at this point about where they're supposed to go. So I figured I'd put it in the dialogue and explain that you're supposed to go to Eblan. Because in this, there's no Tower of Zot, like floating up above where you can't see it and never heard of it until, you know, Kane comes down in the airship to bring you up to the tower. Um, in this, it's just the Tower of Babel. So the top part is, it looks like the Tower of Zot. It's, you know, where the command center and all that is. And then the bottom part is sort of supposed to be a secret until you, um, you know, even that it exists is a secret until Golbez drops you down there. And the whole underworld and stuff, no one knew that existed and stuff. Anyway, so the lower part of the tower is, you know, what you might recognize as the regular Tower of Babel. Or Babel, or I don't know how to say it. Great bow. That'll be great. Once we get a certain person back. Shurikens! That was another hint that you're supposed to go to Eblan, but whatever. Yeah. I also figured, like, this is a part of the game where you can just sort of explore and figure out where you're supposed to go, because there was a part like that in the original game where you get the key, the magma key, and it doesn't tell you where you're supposed to put it. So you just have to sort of fly around, go to every town, you know, go where you can, figure out where, you know, where have I not been, where can I access things, and just explore. But I guess not everybody's into that, so that's fine. In the meantime, I put a part like that later, so... And even then there are some hints, too, for that. But you have to actually, like, talk to NPCs. It's not revealed in the plot where you're supposed to go for the other thing that I'm talking about. Which we'll get to eventually, but not for quite some time. Alright, now what have we got and what do we need? I don't think they sell anything for you, Cecil. Yeah, you're pretty much good with what you have. I wonder... That's probably better for you. Defense. Wow. That's an old one. That should probably be Bracer. I don't know. Kind of need Sid to have some more defense. Let's see how this works out. I know it sounds like Mithril would be better than like Gaia Gear defense-wise, but I guess it's so old. Like you picked it up in the watery cave. Yeah, I think that's probably better overall. Difference between 90 and 92 is not going to be significant, I wouldn't say. what's the weapons here? Nothing interesting from what I remember. Oh, well, Edward's gone. Pick that up in the chest. Get those from the chests. I think I want to buy any of those right now. Or do I? I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up a couple. I got 4 of those. And none of any of the others? Alright, well, then I'll pick up a couple of each of the others. Let's actually put them where I can reach them. Alex. There. Okay. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, that place is pretty much the same. Pass and you go downstairs and sunbathing. There's a serpent road in that little house there. Oh yeah, some items back here, I think. The water. So I'm just mucking about here now, but the plan is to pick up a black chocobo from the forest up north. And we'll use that to go to Eblan. Might make a couple of pit stops on the way, or we might not, I don't know. I kind of wish that the Black Chocobo worked like it did in 5, where like wherever you parked it, it would just stay there and wait for you. Since we're not going to Cave Magnus, we don't need to worry about our equipment. Like putting on all that non-magnetic gear and stuff, that was annoying. There is still a Cave Magnus, but you don't go there till later. If you go there now, it just boots you out. It's just like a magnetic field protects this place, and you get sort of forced out. Eh. Oh, trying to catch this thing with no dash, no B button dash. Ugh, there we go. Okay, got one. Yeah, so I don't think I necessarily need to show details of that. Yeah, nothing special at any of the other places. Oh, I might go to Agard. Show some things there. Figure out where the heck I am. Oh, Mysidia. Yeah, if you go there, Cecil, at this point, Cecil, he'll be like, oh, you know, how can I show my face here after what I did? And he leaves, so it won't let you in. But you can go there later, different point in the game, and there's all sorts of wicked gear and stuff in there, in the shop. And they'll, you know, eventually they'll unlock the Serpent Road, and you can just teleport around everywhere. This is a well. You might think that there is something to it, but in fact it is just an ordinary well. That's a quote lifted from Final Fantasy I. Whenever you talk to a well in that game, that's what it says. I thought it was particularly appropriate for this hack because in the original game there was something special about that well, but now there isn't. So you might think that there's something special about it, but there's not. Our ancestors spoke of a stone that could levitate anything. It was frozen deep underground. That's a hint we'll have to remember for later. Legends say the Tower of Babel was built by an ancient civilization who had the technology to travel to the moon. I wonder what happened. Yes, well, all legends are true. Our legend has it that all has its reverse. Yes, this world is no exception. Yeah, like I was mentioning in the other playthrough, I mean, in RPGs, every rumor, every legend is 100% true. There's never any false rumors. Never anything that's just a rumor, you know. No, we got access to all this stuff. Don't need any of that. Now this has some unique things from what I remember. There we go. Ashra, Air Knife, and White Slayer. Well, that's a holy sword, and very expensive, so we're not going to bother with that until we have access to Paladin. Air Knife. I don't remember exactly what Edge starts with, but it's not that. I think I might pick one up. I know he does start with an Ashra from what I recall, so I will pick up an Air Knife. Because, as you can probably pick up from the hints in the treasure chests, as opposed to talking to people, we'll be picking up Edge pretty soon. I mean, we're on our way to Eblan, and you're picking up shurikens in the chests, and there's knives and katanas here in the store and stuff, so... Oh yeah, the inn. This is where all the hints are. The most powerful Petrify spell takes 2 wizards to cast at once, and its effect cannot be undone. Well, anyone who's played the original, or can it? Anyone who's played the original knows what that's referencing. Although it happens in a bit different circumstances in this. A device that could stop time. Theoretically, it should be possible. I don't know how you'd prevent it from destroying itself in the process, though. That's talking about the time egg. I don't get why ninjas are satisfied tossing those tiny stars. I would just hurl my meat cleaver. This, in the original game, Yang's wife would give you the her cleaver as a throwing weapon. She still does in this as well, but again, the circumstances are different. Sometimes the mithril miners dig up something besides mithril. Good for them. Hey. My grandma has been living the longest since she knows. Oh yeah, that's the same. Golbez uses the Tower of Babel as his headquarters. The nearby nation of Eblan is trying to access it. This is another hint in case you forgot where you were going. The Tome of all known spells definitely exists. It's protected by a strong magnetic field. Okay, so we know where Tella's tome is now. It's Cave Magnus. Don't want to sleep at the end. Don't want to watch a dance. Ha! Do want high potions. Yes. That should be plenty. We're almost at the point where we want cabins. But you know what? I'm just gonna pick up some other basic supplies. No, don't need that. Remedy. Pick up a couple of those and some Phoenix Downs. Alright. Now the situation should be improved. How many tents do we have? 16. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't need to bother with the cabins just quite yet. Even Yang and Sid can't quite fit a whole tent. Alright, shopping done. Let's go for the plot. And save again. I love how, like, on the way back, he'll just fly right over mountains and everything, but, like, when you're piloting the Chocobo, he can't fly over mountains. Yeah, come back. No! Ah! Get over here. Go faster. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah. This is another reason I think people would miss Eblin on the first version of this. It looks like you can't walk over this. So it looks like there's nowhere to park over here. But in fact, you can. Like, these tiles are walkable. Those guys react to physical attacks with Needle. So I probably should, excuse me, I probably should be using my group attacks here. Kick and Dark Wave and Gaia Hammer. I actually have some high potions now to speak of, so Dark Wave should not be quite as dangerous. Ah, at last! Finally. Learned Ifrit. Rearrange this a bit. There, Ifrit there. Shiva. Yeah, let's see if we can go there. And then, actually, put them up top. We'll probably be using them more often now than later. And I think in this dungeon, or sorry, than earlier. I think in this dungeon the Shiva is probably more useful than Ifrit. We sort of passed the point. Now that she learned it, we're past the point where she needed it. But whatever. It's done. Oh, yikes. Oh, no. Whoops. Gotta pay more attention to her here. The beauty of the overworld, we can always just tend to heal up. Hey, Rubicon, stop destroying my home! Have I met you before? I'm Evelyn's Prince Edge. I'm gonna get revenge for what you did to my parents. Parents? Whatever do you mean? Don't play the fool with me. So it's very similar to the scene where, in the original, in the underground tunnel, where he takes him on. So you notice here he has fire too, as opposed to flame. Yeah, was it flame? I'll show you how. Oh, Rubicon. Yeah, so Edge actually has the black versions. He has like Fire 2, Ice 2, those kind of spells. Welcome to my barbecue. That's I think that's from Final Fantasy VI. I think Kefka says that when he's burning down what's it called? Figaro. So Rubicon goes and hides away. So Edge is being his arrogant self. Yeah, so the king and queen of Eblin, that whole thing just sort of happens off screen in this. Dr. Lugai and all that stuff. He's still in it, but again, in a slightly different capacity. You're darn right you need my help. Yep. Well, we'll take whatever help we can get. Now, so in this situation we have 4 sort of physical attackers and 3 front row spots. So I usually leave Edge in the Mac because he has lots of long range stuff he can do. But at this point in the game, all 4 of those people have something that they can do in the Mac. So like Cecil can Dark Wave or cast spells. Yang can kick. I think kick does full damage from the back. Or he can chakra and stuff, sort of tank some hit points. Sid can use the Gaia Hammer, quake everything all the time. Or dash, if you got lots of healing. Oh yeah, that's a new spell. Tornado. It's not the tornado from the original Final Fantasy IV. Instead, it's air damage to all the enemies. Yeah, Edge he can cast spells. He can throw stuff from the back. There's no boomerangs. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. There's no boomerangs in this version, so he can't really attack from the back anymore. I mean, he can, and he's got lots of attack power, so he can probably still attack and do decent damage. Go this way first. And I guess anybody could use those attack items. You can stock up on those and just ice ball everything. No. Although, you have an ice rod. Stone Man. Yeah, attacking probably not the best choice there. Hammers do really get well against these golem type monsters. Like so! I want to at least keep Rydia topped up because she might die at a moment's notice if, you know, let's just get a couple of lucky hits in. This place is mostly the same other than you get random encounters because the idea is the monsters have invaded and looted the place and they're hanging around fighting people. Do I use ice on you? I can't remember. There was something weird about your weaknesses. Okay, never mind. But yeah, basically Edge's black magic is all the stuff that Cecil doesn't get. So he gets all the direct effects, you know, fire, ice, bolt, flare, quake, those things. Ow. There you go, take that. That's enough to kill 4 or 5 of those guys. Oh, that door up there is new. That's another Serpent Road. This way. I always get those two towers mixed up. One has treasure, the other has treasure and the way out. I want to go for just the treasure first so that I can get everything before we leave. Oh. Huh? Oh yeah. Fall down this way. There we go. Healing pot. Ah, there it is. Alright, no problem. Take this guy. Ton of shuriken his way. Oh, even though we only picked up 2 in the chest, Edge actually comes with some shuriken, so you can throw stuff. Flame armor. I'll take it. Sid. You can use that. Mithril. Flame on! Oh yeah, that's what you needed. So how do I get that? Oh, this is the one where I can come in this way. Yes, okay. I think it's the other side where you go up top to get back there. Another one of these guys. Oh, the shuriken thing did well. I'll probably move those shurikens up closer to the top as well. That's not going to do a lot. She's only at 129. But that is. Flame sword. Well, Cecil will be using that, but not right here. Not right now. Too many flame monsters and stuff. Rubicon's minions. Uh-oh. This is in trouble. Actually, I want you to Shiva. Someone else can handle the healing. Like Sid. Oh boy. Rydia. Edge will handle Cecil. Or he can dump a high potion out onto the ground. High potion, you can fit one of those? Yeah, okay. Alright. We'll make use of that. And we get gold shields. had one of those, like, just lying around in the inventory that we didn't have to fight a monster for. Yeah, yeah. Oh well, whatever. How does that compare to the shadow anyway? Well, it's gonna lower his wisdom, but it's probably fine. It's a little bit more physical defense. So. He's probably gonna start needing that soon. The ancient sword is starting to get a bit old now. Trying to compete with the modern stuff. You might notice his hit points are starting to fall behind a bit too. The Dark Knight gets, you know, his HP is quite decent in the beginning, and then sort of the other fighter types overtake him as time goes on. It's not quite as extreme in this version as it was in, say, the original game, where Cecil's stats were, you know, they weren't really meant to go past level, you know, I don't know, 15, 20, something like that, because the idea being you'd probably be a paladin by then, so it didn't really matter what his HP was like. But if you were going well beyond 20, then probably you were like grinding in the early game, so that's probably why that is. So I had to sort of adjust that to accommodate for the fact that you actually keep him for a significant period. But even so, like, he is sort of part mage, so I figured okay, it's okay for him to have not quite as tanky HP total as some of the other people like Sid and Yang and them. Sid. I'm not a fan of this whole sleeping thing. Okay, curse, that'll help. There we go. I probably should heal up, but something gives me the feeling that somebody will be doing that for us very soon. In fact, speak of the devil, Rubicant, I'm not gonna forgive you, never. So this is where you people have escaped. He's talking about the tunnel in behind where he's standing. Shut up! How brave, but you'll never gain real strength as long as you are swayed by emotions. I'll show you the power of anger! This is, in the original, he learned Flood and Blitz when he says that. But in this, there's no Flood and Blitz, and I don't know. Learning Ice 2 and Bolt 2 just doesn't have the same oomph to it. I'm not like the others, you see. I like to play fair. Now I restore you to full strength. Fight with all your might. Also, unlike the original, he's not the last of the four fiends. He's only the third. And Barbarisha, or Valvalis, is the last one, the strongest one. Okay. Nice. Yeah, he just learns Ice 2 and Bolt 2 from leveling up. Fight. Fight. Oh yeah, he reacts to fight with Fire 2. Split. Shiva. Of course, knowing my luck, that's gonna hit. Oh, but Knowing my luck that she was gonna hit when he has his cloak up. Okay, you're gonna ice. I can let Cecil do the healing here. Oh. About that. Yep. Yep. Alright. We can do this. If I'm not mistaken, he won't react to Yang in the same way. This is not fight, it's aim. Although it might be, the trigger might just be physical damage or something, which... No, yeah, he doesn't react to it, that's good. Did I just ice him again while his cloak was up? Alright, I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, actually, summon Shiva. If I summon it now, it'll probably hit. My potion. Kind of inclined to rage here. I will. There we go. Now, can you sneak this in? Speaking of sneak, Edge can steal stuff in this as well, like he could in the original, and it's not really any more or less useful than it was. So if you liked it in the original, you probably like it in this. If you didn't, well, you probably won't. Well, I've been using Phoenix Downs this whole time. He reacts to fire damage with life. Sid healthy. Yang. I think Shiva should be okay here. He's been in his cloak for a while, so. Nope. Okay. My bad. At least it doesn't, like, heal him for, you know, 2,000 some odd like it would have dealt if he, had his cloak open and was weak to it. I lost now, but I shall return. So true. Good luck. Well, now I see why Golbez had a hard time with you. Weak people can join forces. I admire you, warriors. Farewell. Fire crystal. Oh, that's so cool. We have a bunch of crystals now. Well, we have fire, earth, and water now. Oh yeah, so they're digging a tunnel to connect to the Tower of Babel, just like they were in the original. Um, Except it's directly connected to the castle. Yeah, so we get 3 of the 4 crystals in our inventory, and it's just, I don't know, something satisfying about that. Fire there, and water. Where'd the earth go? Oh, there's earth. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Items. Do you sell high potions? Yep. How are we doing for supplies? Well, we just picked some up, so we're probably fine. Probably feel a bit more comfortable with 10 more of those. Probably good for the other stuff. Let's see what they got in the way of equipment. Old stuff. Oh, judo. Yeah. Okay. I want at least one for edge. Might or might not put one on Cecil too. Let's see what this does. It won't show you the multiplier here. 4 times 50. Five times 52. Okay, yeah, you can have that, and Edge can have one. Normally, Yang would be an obvious choice for that, except that we're about to lose him, so I'm not gonna buy anything for him. Just want that anyway. I'll probably put a beret on. That's my berets. Nope. Oh yeah. Well, headband's probably fine. Weapons. Okay, got Nashura. He does, right? Yes. Dagger, blind, air, flame sword. Oh yeah, you have a flame sword. Forgot about that. Let's put that on now, because now we're going to be fighting some undead stuff. If it'll be useful again. Flame. And yeah. Let's go. Oh, wait. There we go. Let's pick some up for good measure. Alright. Now we loot the infirmary. Steal all the sick people's medicine. Push in. And don't think there's anything in those pots over there, but... Oh, yeah, okay, good. Alright. Tent. And that should heal us to full. Looks like, yep, okay. Save. Alright. We're gonna do this little plot scene, save again, and call it a night. Your Highness. The tunnel is complete. We now have a back door into the enemy's headquarters. Excellent work. So what's our plan of attack? The tower will likely be well guarded. The soldiers will create a distraction outside while we sneak in through the back. Rescue your friend and take out Golbez once and for all. Your Highness, with all due respect, with you and your parents gone, and you leading the task force, your soldiers lack a leader. You're right, but this mission will require the skills of a ninja. He means the sneaking in the back. Your Highness, I am a High Monk of Fabul. Perhaps I could lead the soldiers into battle, by your leave, of course. So Yang offers to lead the soldiers in the attack on the outside of the tower, while we sneak in the back door that we made. Alright, rest of you, come with me. Hang on, Rosa, here we come. Get the cool music from the giant. Alright, save again. Alright, that's it.